Hi, my name is Joe Holtmeier. I'm the founder of Holtmeier Construction. We started our business in 1998. And my Kenworth story goes way back to when I was a little boy and my grandparents. And grandpas and grandmas, if you're out there listening, you can have a big impact on your grandchildren. The impact my grandfather Holtmeier had is he had a trucking company in a small town called Ellis, Nebraska, and he held livestock. And I used to love going out there as a little boy and riding around with Grandpa in his truck. So trucks were always fascinating to me. And one of the most interesting trucks that he bought was for my Uncle Lyle, and it was a 1978 Kenworth 900 model. And that was great fun. You'll see in the picture, that's me standing right by the door, the driver's door, and in my mind, I'm sure I was thinking, I can't wait till I'm old enough to drive something like this. So when I started Holtmeier Construction, part of the interest was in the large equipment and trucks. And when I had the opportunity to buy a new truck, I of course wanted to buy a Kenworth. And the imprint of Kenworth on me as a young man or a young boy transferred into my adulthood. And it's kind of a nostalgic thing having a Kenworth truck and Kenworth trucks in our fleet. The first new Kenworth truck I bought was a W900, which I bought for a Lowboy truck. And at the time that I bought it, it was a neat story because I called my Uncle Lyle and just asked him if his grandpa's truck salesman from way back when was still doing business and I'd like to buy a truck from him. His name was Dick Hopman. He was, lucky for me, he was still in business, and it was just really fun to call him, ask for him and say who I was and whose grandson I was, and I wanted to buy a new truck and ask him if he'd sell me one, which of course he obliged to. So that was a fun memory for me as being a businessman, to buy a truck from the salesman that sold my grandpa trucks back in Nebraska. At Holtmeier Construction, we have an interesting variety of trucks in our construction fleet. Our large Lowboy, which is a 13-axle truck and trailer combination, that's pretty neat to see running down the road. Not many contractors have a truck and trailer combination that large. We have a volumetric cement mixer, and that's an interesting unit, along with dump trucks and side dumps and single-axle 2-ton trucks. But a wide variety of Kenworth trucks here at Holtmeier Construction, and a wide variety of drivers that drive our trucks. And the trucks are interesting, but my drivers are even more interesting.
Hi, I'm Tim and I'm from Holtmeier Construction, and behind me we have a lineup of our Kenworth trucks, ranging from dump trucks, semi-trucks, heavy hauls, 2-ton, and even a cement mixing truck. And we're going to go through them today, take a look at them. We'll introduce you to some of them. We'll take an individual look at what each truck can do, some of the similarities and differences maybe, and welcome to Holtmeier. All right, so we're going to take a look at this first truck here. This truck is one of the first trucks that Holtmeier ever purchased, and this is a 2006 Kenworth W900. This particular truck is a heavy spec truck for heavy hauling for large equipment. And this has got, it's got a 20,000 pound front end. It's got the double frame on it. So this will pull lowboy or low bed trailers around. And this can also be used as a truck on its own, just to move conveyors around, any general construction equipment. So this is one of the toolboxes on our W900 here. And this toolbox happens to be underneath the steps. And we can twist this open and lift that up. And we'll keep a spare oversized load sign, a chain that we might use to lift a conveyor at a site and put it on top of the truck. And then we've got other toolboxes as well on the back of our truck. And we can pop this open. So things we keep in here, we've got some brake parts cleaner, just to clean some grease off and stuff if we need to. We keep a little lubricant in here for lubing up our binders and our chains for strapping down equipment. And then we've got other stuff in here as well as our flags. So these flags will go up on our front bumper or on the rear of the trailer. That way they can help other cars on the road be more aware of us and that we're wider than they are. So up on top of this W900 that we're looking at, we got some flashing lights up there. They're another safety feature of the truck. that's added on. Oh, and anytime we're oversized or we meet a certain dimension, whether it's width or length, we have to run amber strobe lights on top of that truck like you see there, as well on the back of the trailer. All right, so the next truck in our lineup here, this is going to be a 2014 Kenworth T270. And this truck is a lighter duty truck, and this truck will primarily be seen at a lot of the jobs. When they first start out on a job, you might send a 1 or 2 guy crew there. He could also be doing smaller jobs where maybe someone just needs a small amount of material moved, delivered, maybe a small hole dug for like a water main repair, where we could put a skid steer on a trailer or a mini excavator. So things to that nature. And again, it's one of the first trucks that end up going to our new jobs. And we got a few toolboxes on this truck. We've got some snow fencing in this one. We've got some cones. We've got a higher toolbox here. So in that thing, we'll have stuff like a shovel and a rake, and there's a couple of shovels and rakes in there. And if we come over to the side of this truck, this is one of the cool features that not only can you use it as a small style of a dump truck, you can load a pallet on here from the side by simply opening a couple latches, and the entire side of that truck can drop down like that, so we can load from the side if we need to. So it's a very versatile truck. So this truck behind me, this is a 2020 Kenworth T370. This thing's got our 350 horse PACCAR engine with the Allison automatic transmission. And this is our shop foreman's truck. So this will be for any kind of mobile repairs that we got to do that we can't bring a machine back to the shop, and we'll go out to the job site with these trucks. So this truck has a whole lot of stuff to it. They've got a 12,000 pound crane on the back, and they can use that for whether it's lifting parts up and down off of a piece of equipment they're fixing, or just to lift equipment into the truck itself that they may have to take out to a job site. It also has some onboard oil tanks, so whether he's got to add hydraulic fluid to a machine out in the field, or he's got to take dirty fluids out where we're setting it on the truck and disposing of it properly. And he's also got an onboard air compressor. So absolutely any repair that these guys need to do, they have got so many tools on these trucks. We've got jump packs in these trucks. We've got all kinds of, just everyday shop tools. We've got all kinds of sockets for working on every piece of equipment. Since we do got bigger equipment, we're not always wrenching on stuff by hand. These guys use lots of power tools. So he's got a 2,500 watt inverter on here where he can charge all his batteries to run all his power tools, all the accessories they need, and of course don't go anywhere without your shop towels so we can clean up afterwards, because we don't want to climb inside our trucks and get everything all greasy. We've got some parts bins on here as well, and these parts bins will be anything ranging from different bolts and nuts and fasteners to either different pneumatic and hydraulic fittings. The one nice thing about these trucks, they come with a great built-in workbench. So the mechanic needs to disassemble a part here, they can, and if we come around to the other side of this truck, we've got just more storage. There's almost an endless supply of storage on this truck. If you can think it, you can fill your truck up with this stuff. We've got oxyacetylene set up, so if we need to cut any metal. And they've got all kinds of kits in these trucks. They've got kits with plugs, they've got kits with cotter pins, they've got kits with O-rings, so we blow an O-ring. Anything that you need to repair in the shop, this truck can do out in the field. All right, behind me this time is our Kenworth T880. This is a 2022 model. And this is a quint axle truck. We've got the 2 tandem drives along with the 3 pushers. And this thing is equipped to haul roughly 22 ton of material. And we can haul any variety of materials with this, from our aggregate materials. If we need to, we can haul some riprap in here. And this truck also does a lot of our removals from our job sites. We have 6 dump trucks in total here at Holtmeier. Most of them are very similar to this one here. And a lot of you out there in the communities we served have seen our pink truck that a lot of us around here we refer to as Pinky. And this one is pink because this one here supports the fight against cancer. And I don't know that there's anyone out there that has not been touched by either going through cancer themselves or having a loved one with cancer. So we'll take this truck out to all kinds of events. We'll take it to football games, we'll take it to parades, different kind of events where people can come out and see this truck. They can get their hands on it, they can get a closer look. You know, and there's been a lot of people that have shared their stories with us about their battles or a loved one's battle. We'd love to talk to you anytime. All right, this truck behind me now, this one is a 2014 Kenworth T880. And this truck is very similar, other than the back half, to our dump trucks. In fact, this truck was converted from a dump truck that we had, and we decided to put this, what's called a volumetric mixer on the back. And this volumetric mixer, what this is going to do is this is going to make a type of grout or a couple types of concrete for us. When we put in a catch basin for stormwater runoff, where they have to join that to the rest of the concrete work together, the grout is used to seal that stuff up and then form a solid bond, solid permanent bond between those two pieces of material. So at the start of this truck, we're going to start with a water tank that holds all the water we need to make our cement product or our grout product. We move back to the actual body, and this body up here has a side-by-side compartment, so it's split down the middle. One half is sand and the other side of the truck is stone. And as we move further back the truck to this compartment, this is going to be where our cement or our grout is made. There are going to be some tanks we'll look at on the other side that are going to hold a couple different types of chemicals. And those chemicals also aid in our cement or our grout making. And the whole benefit to a truck like this, other than your standard typical drum style cement mixing truck, is while they might bring 6 yards at a time, we may only need 3 to 4 yards at a job. And this truck can make the exact amount of material we need for that job. That way we can keep our costs down and pass on to our customers. So we have a total of 4 side dumps here at Holtmeier Construction. And out of the 4 side dumps, 2 of them are Kenworth T880s. These T880s are very similar to our dump trucks, the straight trucks that you saw earlier. The only difference is on the back part of the truck, there's no dump body, there's no hoist. Instead, you got a 5th wheel plate where your trailer is going to hook up to your tractor. So these Kenworth T880s are a little bit different of a truck. They're not an automatic and they're not a manual transmission. These behind me, we have 2 of these. They are an automated transmission. So up on the steering column, they have what looks like a blinker stalk. And on that blinker stalk, it's a 3-position. It's neutral, forward, and reverse. It's a real unique driving experience that you got to get a little bit used to, but a lot of people like going to them. They're just in town driving. They take away from constantly shifting gears. And on this T880 right here, we got our side dump is what we have. And these are side dumper trailers. We went with a 2-axle trailer and they're a spread axle. And so unlike a typical dump truck that you would raise up and dump from the rear, the term side dumper is because these trailers will fold over on the side and dump off the side of the truck. Last, but certainly not least, we have a 2019 W990. This is a Kenworth again. And this is another one of our heavy haul trucks. So it's all heavy spec, except the heavier front end, the heavier rear end. This thing is double framed. And this thing is our main hauling truck for our heavy equipment. So not only will this haul the equipment that truck 125 will haul, we have some really big excavators. Like we have a Cat 385, which is a 85-ton excavator. So that is a seriously heavy piece of equipment. And it's so heavy, in fact, that on the equipment we have, we can't haul that machine in one piece. We got to take it apart and haul it in 3 different pieces. But this truck hauls that big, heavy stuff. And this thing, it's an amazing truck. It's got a Cummins 605 horse engine, 18-speed transmission. This thing's got 13 axles underneath it total, but 48 tires total. Imagine that on a truck having 48 tires. And just the skilled driver behind the wheel, when you watch him operate this truck, he makes it look easy. When we go down this truck, we've got similar truck to 125. We've got some toolboxes on here on the back of the cab. We've got the flags on the front end, another safety item. Once we hit a certain length or a certain width and we're oversized again, we got to have our signs and we got to have all our amber lights. So this truck has got some amber lights up on the front end, it's got some on the top, and it's got some on the back of the trailer, as well as some of these safety flags here to let folks know that, hey, there's something different coming down the road. Hey, so thanks for stopping by today. Thanks for watching our video. Thanks for taking a look at all our Kenworth trucks with me. We appreciate you viewing our channel, checking out our stuff. If you got any more inquiries, you can check out our website. It's holtmeierinc.com. We'll throw a link down in the description below.
Holtmeier moves the earth.
Well, again, I'm Tim from Holtmeier Construction. Thanks for watching. Now get out of our shop.